Howdy guys, it's me, John. I'm back with another episode of John and Jenna's Secret Podcast. And of course, the little guy is chilling in the back and Jenna is babysitting, so it's just me this time. But I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys. I just had a great conversation with my mom, and we were talking about like the direction of the podcast and what I want to present to the world and why I want to present it to the world. And I think I realized the direction that I want this podcast to go. And first and foremost, it's about humanity. That's like the first core of like what is important about why I'm saying what I'm saying. We can get into the details later on about the specifics, but I think first and foremost, it's recognizing that we all have a shared humanity and caring about each other and empathizing with the world around us. And so I think it's a good place to start with that. And I am excited to kind of continue from the first tier, which is just a shared humanity, to a second tier of which I'm sure you saw before, like why do we feel the feelings we feel? Like why do we feel the emotions we feel? Why do we experience what we experience? And a lot of it comes down to our conditioning. If you look at it from a logical basis, it doesn't a lot of times hold water, but it's a lot of emotional. Once you initially have a point of view, it's going to be very difficult to change it. And I don't know if that was the specific wording, but it's so true. The fact of the matter is, people, once they feel connected to an idea, whether it be a worldview, a political system, an understanding of the history or the world around them, once someone initially is connected to that first point of view, it's going to be substantially more difficult to convince them to change that point of view than it was to have them initially believe it in the first place. And so that's where it's like, all right, how do we talk about this and apply this in terms of politics and the world around us, really, because politics is just the world around us. I mean, the overarching theme is we created politics to be able to sort of balance a democracy, and there's no perfect way of governance. It's not, there's going to be problems, and so let's talk about the problems. Let's see what the problems are and dissect them. And increasingly, since the Citizens United Supreme Court decision, the problem has been money in politics. It's just, that's been a matter of fact. And it's affecting people on the left and the right. I mean, truly, Citizens United, the Supreme Court decision, opened up the floodgates. Literally now, companies are people. And because we are a democracy that says, people have the voice, companies have the voice. And they're allowed to spend unlimited money in super PACs in any race whatsoever. I mean, and they back whoever they think will benefit them. It's like Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, left, right, anything in the middle. I digress. The fact of the matter is, it's been allowed to explode in terms of money in politics. It's been allowed to just kind of, the rich and powerful can have their way. I want to have people seriously scrutinize, why do you believe what you believe specifically? And when I say that, I don't mean why do I have these values as a person. I mean simply, why are you a Republican or why are you a Democrat, in ways that you identify with the party strongly and resonate with what they propose. Because the reason I'm asking this is because I think it's important to analyze that both of these parties, in a variety of different ways, it's not all unanimous, are functioning almost against our interests. And when I say functioning against our interests, I mean the only bipartisan legislation is bombing people overseas or giving tax breaks to the ultra wealthy. Like, there's no bipartisan resolutions or really anything that says, hey, let's try to cut prices for pills and, you know, try to make our pharmaceutical industry more affordable for the average American. I mean, who's talking about that? Nobody. Other than like Bernie and AOC, but they're like relegated to like the sideshow. They're like, oh, whoa, these crazy people asking for basic humanities. But okay, that aside, people aside, because you don't have to agree with everybody on every issue. What makes people feel the way they do about the party that they support or the ideas that they support? And that's kind of where I want to get to the basis, because I think a lot of people are good people, truly sweet, like nice human beings, and they're just mis or underinformed. Either misinformed, they've heard information that's factually incorrect, and the capacity to kind of show that it's incorrect is readily available, or underinformed. I didn't hear about it, but I have feelings about it. Go Trump or go Kamala. Although Kamala didn't really have all those enthusiastic voters like the Trump voters did. But it still, matter of the fact is, it's important to understand the basis of why you feel the way you do, and especially when it's projected onto a specific person or a specific party. I genuinely want to kind of understand why people feel confidence about what they feel confidence about, because I'll see like things that I try to be objective, and anything you say can change my mind. If it's objectively correct, then I'll like agree with you. Oh, did not know that. But I see objective truths like documents and government, you know, things that have been published, and people readily disagreeing with it, like being like, no, that's fake news. And it's like, interesting, how do we get to a shared basis of reality if like things that are like factually accurate aren't believed? How do we get to a shared basis? And that's where I think about, all right, let's try to understand, what are people upset about? What's going on with the political system? Like, all of these things. And this is why I feel it's so important that we have this conversation. I love it. It's a really cool thing to do. But that being said, I'm sure you heard me ramble on for long enough. I don't know what parts are going to make the final cut, but hey, I will see you guys next time. And Coda Bear is actually, look at him. He's laying down over there. He's been a sweet boy. Good boy, Coda Bear. Well, Coda Bear wishes you would do. Who's that in the background? He wishes you would do. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.